you know, I guess just, I mean, these series of videos, you know, combo, deck profile testing. So friendly reminder to always comment on my videos for the kind of deck you want me to showcase, in case you do, because if you get a lot of likes, and I'm definitely gonna do it. And also like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm playing two kaijus in the deck, Gamma Seal, which is the weakest one, so I can inflict even more damage, because this boy, Final Sigma, deals double damage on monsters, which is kind of similar to how, you know, Crusadia Equimax can actually gain a lot of like bonus effects with his materials. It's kind of like the, well, I guess to the monsters it points to, but you get what I'm saying. This is very similar, you know, Mathmech, except that it's, you know, the materials that will get, okay, so it's the exact opposite of Crusadia. So Multiplicator, when it's used as an Xyz or Synchro material, actually, I'm pretty sure it's only Synchro material. Yeah, if it's, well, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one Cyberse monster. So even if you link it off, you can still, like, target a Cyberse monster in your extra monster zone, and it's going to gain, well, it's going to double its attack. And then this guy, Nabla, will allow it to attack on two monsters, not just two attacks, so it's not as good as Update Jammer, but still pretty good. So on two monsters, and your Final Sigma already deals double damage. So in other words, you can have a Final Sigma with 6,000 to 7,000 that can pretty much attack twice. It's actually disgusting. I love it so much. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, two kaijus in case you have to go second against something annoying like a Dragoon, or I don't know, there's definitely a bunch of other cards that just you don't really want to deal with. You play so many hand traps and so many, I mean, Lightning Storm is great against back row decks. 3 tactical talents, I guess, when you do get a hand trapped, or when you're trying to break a board, this will allow you, you know, to kind of navigate through it. Called by the Grave, in case you get a hand trapped once again. I guess the combination of Called by the Grave and 3 tactical talents is kind of filthy, because not only do you not get a hand trapped, but also you punish your opponent heavily. So either you draw 2, you take control of a monster they control without targeting until the end of the turn, but still, you can link it off, you know, very easily. You play quite a bunch of link monsters. And also on top of that, you can look at your opponent's hand and make them lose 1 card. So it's the Forceful Century. It's pretty much the combination of 2 banned cards and 1 card that technically never really existed. You know, Change of Heart on crack. Yeah. And then Parallel Exceed is absolutely filthy. Technically, you could play Salamangreat Elmirage, but I don't know, I just really wanted to play Lingeribo instead, because if I go normal summon any of my Mathmechs, they're pretty much all Elmirage targets too, but I mean, whatever, they're also Lingeribo targets. I make Lingeribo and then I go Parallel Exceed summon, and if they had Infinite, I can just negate the Infinite with Lingeribo, because it actually has an effect. Elmirage, it's just that it allows me to kind of OTK even when I draw like hand traps. So if I have like 3 Veiler and Parallel Exceed, it's still OTK out of nowhere, which is like crazy. It's 10,600 damage, and you OTK through 3 cards, which is insanity, because it's the basic Salamangreat Elmirage with 2 monsters, then Update Jammer, Transcode, revive back a monster, and then make access code that can attack twice. Yeah, pretty disgusting. It's pretty freaking fun, actually. I love OTKs with Parallel Exceed. This card's just one of the coolest cards out there. If you want to make quite a lot of money, you should probably buy a bunch of Parallel Exceeds, because it will never be bad in Yu-Gi-Oh! Absolutely never will be bad, unless it gets limited. That's literally the only way to do it. It's kind of like limiting us, like, I don't know, Destiny Hero Malicious. You might as well just ban the freaking card while you're at it, but yeah. Even if it's a 2, I want to say it's alright. It's gonna be a little riskier, because if you draw 2, then you're screwed. But if you, I mean, to be fair, it's also going to avoid you some bricks in a way, but I don't know, just, this card's fantastic, you have to play it. I can't really think of any negative thing to say about it, because it allows you to unbrick your engine by going into, well, I mean, get an engine started by going into Alembertian, which is the rank 4 that searches for any Mathmech card, or technically any level 4 monster, or any spell or trap, but to be fair, you're only making this with 2 materials. It's not really worth to go all the way into 3 materials, because if you can summon a 3 material monster, you might as well just make Laplacian, which is 20 billion times better, especially when you Xyz summon it during your opponent's turn. Now, you might be like, oh, how can you Xyz summon during your opponent's turn? It's not as hard as you think, because this card is insane. Mathmech Super Factorial. You can revive up to 3 Mathmech monsters in your graveyard, and then either Synchro or Xyz summon them, like, instantly, using only these monsters. And there's another bonus thing about this card is the materials in case you Xyz summon, they actually say. So if you use Diameter as an Xyz material, your Laplacian, on top of acting as a semi-Trishula, would also would also have the ability to negate any card or effect your opponent uses this turn, which is insanity. You kind of trish your opponent and have a negate all of that just with one single card. That's crazy. Yeah, it's just insane. It's not really a Trishula, but it sends a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. It sends a monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. Sends, so it doesn't destroy and doesn't target, and also sends a spell or trap from your opponent's field to the graveyard. Like, that's a rank 4, and you can make it with just one trap card, which is searchable by the other rank 4, Prime, Mathmech, Alimber, yeah, yes. But you get what I'm saying, so pretty darn fantastico. Anyways, Diameter, I already read the second effect, but the first effect is basically just a monster reborn, so it's cool. I think it's really nice, because Silent Mining sends, a card from your hand to the graveyard for cost, so you can start making connections. You send a card, then your Diameter becomes insane, because not only do you revive, but then you make a rank 4 like Alimbertian, then you search, and then Alimbertian even has an effect where you can tribute a monster to revive back a Mathmech monster from your graveyard or your hand, a level 4 Mathmech. So it's not that good because you can't just revive your freaking Synchros, but still pretty decent. And also doesn't negate the effect of whichever monster you revive, so actually it doesn't really matter, but with Nabla it does, because it's the only, well, Nabla and Multiplication are the only Mathmechs that actually have effects on the field, whereas the other ones, it's only, I mean, I guess Diameter, but that's only on normal summon, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, these two, even if you special summon them, you can still do like something with them, and I'm going to explain this right now. So Multiplication is kind of like, there was a Galaxy monster that allows you to transform a monster into a level 8 monster. This guy is pretty much the exact same, so not great, but not bad. In theory, you can almost play this in Blue Eyes, because it's a normal summon that becomes level 8, which is not bad. And also, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one Cyberus monster in your extra monster zone, double its attack. I'm pretty sure I already explained this, but still, pretty nice. And then Nabla, this card is interesting, so you can tribute a Cyberus monster to summon any Mathmech monster from your deck. Once again, doesn't negate the effect, doesn't stop it from activating its effect, unlike Diameter, which kind of blows, but it's not the end of the world. And also, if it is sent to the graveyard, just like Multiplication, you target like a Cyberus monster in your extra monster zone. It can conduct 2 attacks on monsters. You can only use each effect of these 2 guys once per turn, blah, 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 so yeah. Anyways, Mathmech Sigma, really good card if you control no cards in your extra monster zone. Not that hard, especially with Master Rule 5. You can start like summoning your rank 4s in the main monster zone now, so even if you summon a rank 4, you can still use the effect of Sigma right after, which is pretty insane. So yeah, you can actually revive this from your graveyard or your hand, so it still serves as an extender without committing to your normal summon, which is pretty nice, but it works even better with Silent Mining, obviously. And also, you can treat this as a non-tuner when you're synchro summoning because it's already inherently a tuner, which is, it's decent. And then one thing that I have to mention about these 3 Mathmechs, these 9 cards, is that whenever you use their effects to special summon, you're locked under Cyberus only, which is the reason why I'm not playing a lot of non-Cyberus in my extra deck. As a matter of fact, the only one that's not a Cyberus is Negalogia Aezus, because this card's so incredibly good that you have to play it if you're playing Xyz. And also, another thing is that you can easily just revive back a Mathmech monster from your graveyard, like in, grind game, and if you do that, well, you're gonna get, like, easy access to Negalogia, so yeah. Anyways, these 2 Mathmechs pretty much have the exact same effect, but their names will kind of help you understand what they do. So Subtraction will make a monster on the field lose 1,000 attack and then special summon itself. Once again, if you control, I'm pretty sure you have to control no monsters in your extra, actually not even, oh wow, even if you control something, that's pretty cool, but it does stop you from, once again, summoning non-Cyberus, and then this will boost a monster on the field by 1,000, so if you're going second, it's even better, because you can start targeting your opponent's monsters, make them lose 1,000, and then target your own monster, you gain 1,000, etc., so yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, Mathmech Equation, maths, man, I don't even know what a subtraction or addition or whatever means. Bro, I failed my kindergarten 17 times. I'm still in elementary school, by the way. But yeah, Equation is basically a monster reborn for a Mathmech monster, but it gains 1,000, and it's a hard once per turn, so why would you play more than one? It's searchable, so yeah, just play Monster Reborn or World Legacy Succession while you're at it. Anyways, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I guess Veiler is kind of just a flex spot. You can play Skullmeister, honestly. Yeah, just literally, this doesn't have to be Veiler. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, play Skullmeister. You get punished for not listening to me and just copying this deck list now. I'm gonna do this more often. I used to do this quite a lot, but I don't know, I should actually do it significantly more often now. Yeah, just show deck lists that actually have inherent mistakes, and unless you actually watch quite a lot of the video, you're actually going to copy my mistakes. That's good. Anyways, Called by the Grave, Monster Reborn, double 3 Tactical Talents, 3 Imperm, 3 Lightning Storm. Good for back row decks, but also serves like a utility for combo heavy decks. I guess you can bait and negate by trying to destroy every attack position monster. And also, I like this card more than Evenly because, well, first of all, Evenly might randomly lose out to Artifact Lancia, which is a card that is seeing way more popularity now, but on top of that, Evenly makes you lose your battle phase, and this is a going second deck that loves its battle phase, so no thank you. I'm not down to skip on my battle phase for literally a card that honestly just basically does the exact same, because when you do activate Lightning Storm, you really do capitalize off of being able to OTK. A lot of decks that kind of just grind, when they Lightning Storm, all they do is just set a bunch of cards and pass. That's kind of bad. If you do this against Eldritch, it's kind of just if you didn't do anything in the first place, because you just go end phase, set 5, okay, my turn, nice, thank you, I didn't even lose anything, so not the best trade out there. And Silent Mining, I kind of explained how this card is good for multiple reasons, so not only can you search any Mathmech monster, but also fueling your graveyard is always good, sending Sigma is 100% free, and also it makes Diameter significantly better, so yeah. And of course, Super Factorial, which is broken. This card's insane. I would play, you know, probably 2 of this deck was a bit more consistent and grindier, but you can't always have everything, honestly. For the extra deck, Final Sigma, I already explained it, unaffected by card effects while it's in the extra monster zone. It can, I think it has an effect where it searches a Mathmech card if it gets destroyed by battle or by card effect. And good luck destroying this with a card effect when it's already unaffected by card effects. And it's a pretty strong boy, so even destroying it by battle might be a little hard. And also, if it should have another effect. Oh no, actually, yeah, I already explained it. The double damage when it attacks, so yeah. This is the one that I was actually kind of mixing up with. So when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy 2 cards your opponent controls, which is kind of nasty because, well, yeah, it happens during the damage step, you can't really do too much about it. And if this card is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can search your deck for any Mathmech spell or trap. So it's a little less, it gives you a little less options than this guy when it dies, but it's so easy to summon. It's a level 8 synchro. Once again, your Diameter is a tuner level 4, so you revive back anything, you make this, it dies, okay, no problem, search an extender, and then do the exact same again, so, yeah. Anyways, Negalogia, triple Alambertian, which is the best card, gets your engine started, it's good as a follow-up card. Laplacian, you only need 1, honestly, and then Zeroboros, really good, combos with the deck, Access Code Talker, obvious, double Transcode, double Splash Mage. I really want to be able to use this combo more than once, because going first you can do it to make a Zeroboros, but going second, well, I mean, as a follow-up play, you can do it again, but this time to OTK your opponent, so I think it's definitely a good idea to play 2-2, especially since the extra deck really isn't that tight. I wouldn't play Pot of Extravagance, though, I don't think it makes sense. Because if you banish, let's say, 3 Alambertian, card advantage no longer matters, you can have everything in the entire world, and you might just not be able to play the game too well, so, yeah. And then Update Jammer, Lingery Bulb, that you can also play El Mirage, once again, like I said. It depends on if you want to play through Infinite Impermanence, or if you want to make your hand traps just be better. So yeah, Ghost Ogre, I guess if you want to play different hand traps. Negalogia, second one, technically, yeah, sure. Okay, so Light Dragon Ad Ignister actually has a real effect if you're playing this in this deck, because it's a Cyberus monster, so even if you're locked under Cyberus, you can still summon this. And also, if you have this and Lingeribo on your field, you can destroy 2 monsters your opponent controls and it doesn't target. But if you only control this, well, you can still, you know, destroy at least 1 monster, which is nice, but it's not as good as if you also had Lingeribo. And if you have this on the field with Lingeribo on in your graveyard, you can tribute your Light Dragon Ad Ignister to revive back Lingeribo, which once again protects you from Evenly Infinite and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Then Salamangreat Blaze Dragon, if we ever get this in the TCG, which we don't, but it's kind of situational. It's a lot of setup. I wouldn't really bother. Then a bunch of rank 4s that you can't really make easily because they are non-cybers. So you need specific hands to be able to get there, which doesn't really... It's not really worth it. And then finally, Topologic Bomber Dragon and Decode Talker Heat Soul. I would 10 billion% play this as soon as we get it in, you know, the TCG, but for now we don't, so we're gonna have to suffer a little longer, but it's not the end of the world, honestly. You can still, even if this card was a thing, what you would do, like draw one card and then link in, like, into a link 4 with it? Not the best. If you're drawing 2 cards, then it's a bit better. Then you would obviously benefit off of playing more hand traps, so you would start replacing Lightning Storm and Kaijus maybe with more hand traps. I don't know. Once again, just the utility cards in general is kind of a question of either preference, which I hate this term, but whatever, or it depends on the meta and stuff, so yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say for this, or showcase for this beautiful Mathmech deck profile. If you guys have any comments or feedback or other decks that you want to suggest me, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.